Hello everyone, it's your girl Emma here, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my hardest track workout ever. It's fitting because I literally just finished up a very hard personal training session with my roommate, so I'm tired. But, you know, it inspired me to want to tell you about the hardest track workout I've ever done. And I remember it very vividly because I'm traumatized. So, let's just jump right in. Let me set the tone for you guys. Let me give you a little background info. Imagine this. It is sophomore year of college at the University of Oregon in Eugene. Beautiful Eugene. And it is winter. And your girl is injured. Yeah, you heard it. Yep, she's injured. I had a very bad Achilles problem my sophomore year winter season, so it actually came about when I went snowboarding with my family over winter break, and I was running on the treadmill every day because it was blizzarding. Then I did something very stupid that I would never recommend anyone to ever go do ever. Please never do this. Do not recommend. So one day I had a workout and I had 400s, I believe, but I was out in the snow. Every single track was covered with ice or snow. I had 8 400s, and instead of doing them on a track, literally pains me to this day to even think about it, I laced up my Nike Victory spikes and did them on the street in the snow with my spikes on. I just ran for about a minute and 15 seconds. That had to have been the dumbest thing I've ever done in my running career. That was so stupid. Why would I just really wanted to get after it. You know, I didn't want to miss the workout. I didn't want to do it on the treadmill. My Achilles had already been a little iffy throughout the week after running on the treadmill so many times. But I was like, YOLO, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna hurt me to run on ice. I was very wrong. The next day I could not run. I went on the tread for a little bit and I was like, oh, my Achilles feels really tight. So I hopped on the good old elliptical, my best friend back then, and just finished my run there. And guess what? I didn't run again for another 2 months. So, spent 2 months on the elliptical basically and wore a night sock thingy. I'll put a picture of it right here. Beautiful, I know, and it would pinch my toes in the middle of the night, but it was the one thing that actually healed my Achilles injury, so I am very grateful for that. But it did take me a good 2 months of not running and just elliptical every day, grinding baby on that cross-train grind. But if you've been injured before, you know, cross-training only helps so much. It's not running. It's not running. The impact isn't there. So it's just not, when you come back, it definitely helps. Don't get me wrong. I always recommend cross-training when you're injured, as long as your doctor tells you you can cross-train. But when you come back, you don't feel like, you know, you've been running for the past 2 months. You feel like you've been ellipticaling for the past 2 months, which I did. So basically we were in the middle of indoor season still. We were probably in the middle of February when I was coming back. And I think I was running like lower than my normal mileage. Like I just did some easy runs, but it was feeling all better. Like it was 100% healed. I didn't feel it at all when I run. I've had Achilles injuries in the past, so I know what it feels like when I'm like ready to come back. If you ever get injured, don't run until it's better. All right, you're not gonna win. All right, your injury's gonna win if you start running before it's healed. So I knew when my body was ready, so I came back and I did a week of just like easy runs, you know, no workouts yet. And then the next week after that, I just did a little bit of a pickup on a Tuesday. You know, we had a tempo run or something, or tempo intervals. So I just did it there, you know, kept it a little bit easier. Didn't feel great. And you know, I definitely felt like I've been ellipticaling for the past 2 months. But here's the kicker. Friday comes along, it's workout day, it's track workout day, because we're in the middle of indoor season. So the meet that was coming up next was our MPSF conference. We don't have Pac-12s in indoors, so we have MPSF, which includes a couple of different schools and excludes some other people that are in the Pac-12. But anyways, so my coach wanted me to run that, and that was in like 2 more weeks after that. But I was not really fit, you know, to be running a PR at any point here. But the only way to get fit is to start somewhere. So on that Friday, not even 2 weeks after I came back from my injury, I was ripping a track workout with my teammates. I knew it was going to be hard, but my mind did not prepare me for how hard this was going to be. So the workout that we did that day, it may sound easy to you. It may sound easy on paper, but it was 2 sets of 600, 400, 300, 200. And let me tell you right now, that was the hardest workout I've ever done in my life. My coach explains to me the workout, this is mile pace because we're gearing up for the mile at NPSF. So all this is mile pace. So that's about 3,000 meters at mile pace, which is, it's doable when you're in shape. When you're out of shape, it's a little more difficult. We started off probably around mile pace, maybe a tiny bit slower for the first 600. I think we did about 72, 73 seconds per lap, so that's like 4:48 pace. About 400 meters into that one, I was like, this is really hard. And that's not really when you want to feel the first rep of a workout, but I was like, all right, just gotta keep going. And then we get about a lap jog in between, so a decent amount of rest. Next one is a 400. 70 to 71, so 440 mile pace. That one was even harder. I was giving life on that one. I'm pretty sure my teammates dropped me, but I ran the pace, 70 or 71, and I was like, all right. Actually, I was not like, all right. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Then we have a 300, around 50, 51, you know, the same-ish pace, maybe a little bit quicker, and the legs are going even more lactic, all right? The legs were going lactic. At this point, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to finish this workout. I'm not. This is not happening today. Not for me. I am dying. I'm out of shape. I don't know what to do. Granted, I'm not one for giving up in workouts, but today I was like, no. I had no confidence in myself. Then we do the 200, and at this point, my limbs were flailing at the end of this 200. Like, I was giving life. The lactic acid was about up to here. So I only had this much room left for the lactic acid to go to. Then we had a bit of a break in between sets, and my coach was like, how you doing? As you know, all coaches do in the middle of a workout. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And my voice was all shaky. And I'm not one to cry in workouts very often either. I wasn't at this point really crying, but tears were welling up in my eyes. Yes, definitely welling up in my eyes. And I was absolutely perishing, basically. The lactic acid was just flowing through my body at this point. I was like, there's no way I can do an entire one of those faster. But then my teammate, my guardian angel of that workout, Kelly O'Neill, shout out to you if you're watching this, teammate, roommate, looks me in the eye and she's like, Emma, as tears were welling up in my eyes, I knew what she wanted to say, but she's like, don't be a little wuss. And I was like, okay. So, you know what we do? We get right back on that line for the next 600 meters. This one is faster, so this is like 70, 71. My teammates, Kelly and Bree, were just dragging me along at this point. I think I was having an out-of-body experience. My legs were moving, but my brain was saying, please stop, Emma, please stop right now. But you know what you gotta do when your brain tells you that? When you're doing a really hard workout? You gotta keep going. So that's what I did. I kept going, finished that 600, and I was like, there is no way I could do a 400. There's no way you're gonna have me do that. But Kelly takes me and she's like, Emma, get on that line right now. So I did. Another one, 69 to 70. Ooh. Kelly and Bree definitely dropped me on that one. I remember that final stretch, just arms flailing wide ahead of my body. But I made it in 70, so I did it. I finished, they probably went 68, so I did get dropped, yes, but you know what? If you get dropped, you gotta keep going. You can't just give up. Then we had a 300, you know, same pace, 50. Finished that one. Again, the lactic acid has completely taken over my body. At this point, I don't even know if I'm living anymore. We had one final 200, and you know that Bree likes to rip those 200s so hard at the end. Pretty sure I got dropped again, you know, running 31, 32, but I did it. And I finished the workout, and I remember that cool down. I was blacking out. I was going to faint. I went about 12-minute pace on the cooldown, it had to be, and it was like an out-of-body experience, is all I can say. I will remember it forever. Like, I just mid-workout, tears welling up in my eyes, saying, I can't do it, and just Kelly really getting me through. Anyways, that's the hardest workout I've ever done. Comment down below the hardest workout that you've ever done. Ladders are definitely the hardest things for me in terms of track workouts. No matter what level that you're at in running, workouts are always hard, so... Thank you guys for watching another video. If you're interested in what I'm doing these days, check out my other latest videos. I've been doing strength stuff, trying to get that pull up for the first time in my life. And if you're interested in online running coaching from me, check out my website down below and fill out the questionnaire, and let's get started. Let's get after fit. All right, fellas, thanks for watching another vid. Love you. All right, peace out.